Hey guys, it's Holly. So a venture that I've kind of started recently is going back and really getting into Lego Batman again and Lego DC superheroes again. And it's not really a foreign concept. I loved Forest Fire as a kid, as I've kind of explained before, and had a few old Batman sets. I really just like Lego Batman and DC in general. I definitely think they have some of the most interesting characters. However, their films kind of a bit dodgy. But overall, I really liked them, and after watching a bunch of Forest Fire videos, I just got really into it. So I rebought my old Lego Batman set with the Batmobile and Two-Face's truck, and I couldn't help myself, and I did a bunch of Bricklink orders and ordered a ton of figures as well. So I thought I would show you them in a little bit of a haul, but I'm not going to unpackage them here. So let's go over to my table, but it will be clean by the time we get there. Okay, so the first few things I've got, I've already taken out of the little mailer, so I'm just gonna hold them up and show you. So the first figure I got was the DC Minifigures Wonder Woman. Now, I know for a lot of people you can still find them in stores, however, I have not been able to find them since like maybe this time last year in April, so highly jealous. So I did have to buy mine, but I was honestly very tempted just to leave it because I've got like the Justice League Wonder Woman, but I really wanted those arms with those cuff prints, so I thought that was really cool. But also I love her skirt and her pant and leg print. That looks amazing with the dual molded legs. Her face is really good as well, and it's nice to have this hairpiece finally after so many years that, you know, doesn't have a keyring hole in it, so that was really nice. I also then got Superman because I've always wanted a Superman figure, and just like Wonder Woman, he was attached to a keychain, and this one he looks neat. Okay, he's got the classic hair, a really nice face, a good leg printing. Next up, because he was cheap, I ended up getting Aquaman, and you can tell I just kind of went through the entirety of the Justice League. I don't have an Aquaman, so it's nice, even though he's not particularly my favorite hero, but I've recently been watching the Harley Quinn animated show, and he made an appearance in one of the episodes I watched recently, so, you know, it made me feel better about buying him. Then one of my favorite figures from that series is the Garrett Flash, so I'm really glad to have him in my collection. I watched like the whole season where he was on like the Flash CW show, so I knew about this character, I knew about his origins and all that. So like when I first saw the series, he was the one that really drew my eye first, so it's really cool to like finally have him, and I was tempted not to get him, but like since I'd watched that show for the longest time, was a major fan of it, I really wanted him. Next I got the Green Lantern, and I'm telling you right now, I literally bought him for the lantern piece. That was the only reason. Like, he was a pretty cheap figure otherwise, because, you know, I don't know much about this Green Lantern. In fact, I can't even remember this guy's name, so that's really embarrassing for me. But I love that Green Lantern print, meant to be the Green Lantern ring, and just the lantern in general. That I'm not kidding, I literally bought this figure just for the piece because the figure was cheap, and, you know, I thought it's probably good to have some of these pieces lying around. Then of course you can't have the Green Lantern without Sinestro, which once again has the beautiful lantern piece and ring print, but, you know, I know more about Sinestro, so I didn't feel quite as bad. I love his face print and his printing as well, so he looks really good and is a perfect match to go along with the little Green Lantern there. This next figure I already have, and that is the Arkham Asylum Jumpsuit Joker from the Lego Batman CMF Series 1, and I've got this figure, but I wanted to have a few more so that I could have some of like my other Batman villains in Arkham jumpsuits and things like that, because I'd love to have an Arkham Asylum one day, so I thought I could swap out some of the heads. Like, I've got tons of duplicate Harleys and things like that, so I thought that would be great. I'd love to get some more of these in the future. I probably should have bought more than just one, but I'm glad to have him nevertheless. One of the reasons I placed this order in the first place was for Commissioner Gordon, because I really want to try and do a GCPD. I'm really tempted to get the police station from LAN and try and modify it, but I feel like I don't have enough specialty pieces or prints in order to do that, but I'd really like to build up my police force in the time being, so I did get Commissioner Gordon, as well as the Lego Batman CMF Barbara Gordon, because I love that hat piece, which I recently found in Build a Minifigure in blonde, which was fantastic. Then of course she's got the really nice uniform, as well as the button for the bat signal. So those were all of the CMF figures I got. So one of the first pieces I actually ordered outside of them were these blue Batman wings. So fun story, I had this piece previously, and I colored it in black Sharpie because I wanted them to be black Batman wings, and then I've ruined it. And then I also misplaced the piece and I couldn't find it, so I ordered another one, and then it arrived. I put it on Batman's neck. A few hours later, I open up a container, and inside that container were my Sharpie colored bat wings. But at least now I don't have to try and remove the Sharpie because I've just got the piece, so was a lot easier. First up, we have the Lego Batman movie Riddler minifigure, and I really liked the look of this guy's torso. Mostly that's the main reason why I got him, because a few of the other Riddlers, specifically the latest one, I didn't like the look of that guy's outfit, whereas like the older ones had good outfits, but they were more expensive and harder to get. This guy was pretty cheap. Like, that set was reasonable when it came out, and it hasn't gone up too much in cost since, so I'm glad to have him. I really want to get his cane with like that specialty question mark piece. I feel like that's really going to top it off, so I'm gonna be on the hunt for that for a while because it looks great. It will really complete this guy off, so I'm glad to finally have him because Riddler's one of my favorites. And next up as well, I do have a bunch of Robin pieces. So these are the original Robin parts from the 2006/2008 minifigure, and I've wanted this Robin for the longest time, but this figure's expensive, so I ended up finding the torso and his legs, and then a different seller had his head, which does unfortunately have a few nicks at the bottom of the neck, but nothing too major. So my current plan is, when the Cedric Diggory like Harry Potter Quidditch books come out, I'm gonna buy multiples of these just in general. So I'll buy an extra one and use the cape for Robin, and then I just need to buy the hair, which I could use Harry Potter's short hair technically, but I want that original one, but that original hair piece in Australia, the seller's selling it for like 20 bucks, so maybe I'll try and order it from overseas or get it from somewhere else. But that's my dream, is to be able to build that Robin, because Robin's one of my favorite characters, so I really want to have him. So I'm just going to leave him in here for now and hopefully complete that figure in the future. Okay, so next inside the bag, we do have some more pieces. So I have the original Joker torso, which I wasn't planning on getting at first, but then I rewatched my favorite episode of the animated series and I realized that this is the exact outfit, so I had to have it, and I don't regret it at all. This torso is in pretty good condition. I mean, it is a used piece. It's a kind of bit dirty near the arm, but it's good enough for now. I'm just gonna keep it sealed until I get him some like legs and things like that. And then I also ordered the Riddler's hat from the Dynamic Duo Funhouse Escape. That way I could swap it out if I wanted to, which I'm kind of tempted to do, but also kind of not, but I thought it would just be a neat piece to have since it was only a few dollars. Right, next, what have we got? Oh, yes, this is a figure that I have wanted for so long, and that is the 2012 Robin. Now, I just wanted this Robin mainly because it was the first one since the original wave, and it was always in like the Dynamic Duo Funhouse Escape as well as the Batcave, but I never got either of them, which is such a shame, so I gave in and I had to get him. He was also a lot cheaper than I feel like he used to be when these sets first came out, which was surprisingly nice, and this one in particular has a really good quality cape, so I'm happy, and I'm really glad to finally have this figure in my collection. I feel like I've been hunting him down for so long. Like, I feel like that's not normal for people to like Robin more than Batman, but like I'm definitely one of those people, and I love his face print and his torso print. I just think such a classic, slick, clean looking figure, and I'm really glad to have him. Okay, and next we do have Man-Bat, and I can't tell you why exactly I wanted Man-Bat besides the fact that I know Man-Bat from the Lego Batman games primarily, and he was a few dollars. Like, I think he was like less than $5, I think. I can't remember off the top of my head, maybe he was slightly more, but I just know this figure was cheap. And I couldn't pass him up because that's just another Batman villain to add to my collection, but also his wings look hilarious. So I'm a big fan of him, and I'm glad I have him now too. And then lastly, this is definitely my favorite figure in this haul, and that is the original gray suit Batman from the Batman sets. I really wanted one for the longest time. Now this cape is in absolutely shocking condition, which is just, it's fine, because, you know, I'm probably gonna throw that away, to be honest. Let's just take that off. The head's also not in the best condition, but I do have another one of those heads lying around somewhere. Honestly, this figure just in general, the used condition, not the greatest, but I really wanted this figure in my collection for the longest time, so I finally got him. Yeah, that cape is really shocking. Damn, all right. The description did say that the cape was in a bad condition, and I was planning on just buying one of like the newer capes and swapping it out anyway. But yeah, I didn't realize that bad condition went like really that bad, but it's just very nostalgic. Like everyone who grew up watching Forest Fire, like this is him. This is the Batman. This is the Batman I grew up with. It's so dramatic, but there he is. So overall, here is everything I got. We got a ton of new villains, some replacement pieces, some dream old figures, new characters. Got a wide bunch of people here, and I just feel like they all look really nice together. I don't know what it is about that. So those are all of my figures that I've gotten so far. I really still want to get the little Flash from the book. I feel like I have to. Like at this point, not only do I just like the Flash in general, I loved that TV show when it first came out, but like I feel like it's a necessity for me. So I want to get him. I also really want to get that new Catwoman, but she's so expensive. I'd really like to get the Lego Batman movie Alfred as well. He's on my radar, and some sort of Mr. Freeze, ideally the original one, but he's like $20, so I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I probably won't. I probably will just get one of the cheaper ones instead, and maybe one day I'll switch out his little head bubble, but I'm really enjoying it so far, and I really want to build my own custom Batcave or Arkham or GCPD or just something, but I just don't have the parts. So for now, I'm collecting all of the minifigures and the vehicles and things like that, which is a lot of fun, but it's very dangerous going on Bricklink, as I'm sure anyone will know. It's a really bad spiral to fall down. You can't stop. I really want to get myself the 60s Batmobile later this year. Hopefully I can get that through LAN. I would love to like have that set, so I feel like that would be something to keep on my radar for the future, and then I'll do a build stream on or something like that. I also really want to get my hands on Batgirl, but I'm not too sure that I want to buy the 4+ set to do it, so we'll see what happens. But those are all of the recent figures that I've gotten in my collection. Let me know if there's any figures in particular that you really think I should go and get. I mean, I would love to have Martian Manhunter or like Hawkman and Hawkgirl, but I feel like they're more on the pricier end, so if anyone's got any like updates on how much they cost, let me know as well. And if you guys enjoyed this video, as always, please give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel down below if you haven't already, and until next time, I'll see you later.